Well, welcome back to the Timeline Ranch. It's a beautiful morning. I'll show you what I'm up to today. Pretty calm. It's about a 5-mile-an-hour wind today so far. So it looks like the mule deer did not find the trees last night. So I'm going to be putting these little fences around each tree to protect them, like I did the pecan trees down there from the mule deer. That's the first thing on the agenda, which is going to take quite a while. Yeah, they all look good. A few of them, the soil broke off the root ball when I got it out of the pot. So I'll have to watch them here for a couple days and see if they keep looking all right. This one, all the English walnuts, the soil came off of them. They didn't come with any roots. It was just one tap root. It actually grew a few roots when it came out of dormancy, which hasn't been too long, as you can tell by the amount of leaves that one has. This was the one that had the wind burn on it. I think it'll come back. Yeah, I'm going to put these little fences first. And then this side over here where I'm going to plant the Moringa. I'm actually going to plant probably 3 or 4 Moringa there. I'm going to make a little shelved area the same elevation as this, which it will have about 10 inches of water over it when the pond fills completely up. Probably about right there is where I'm going to start that shelf. Not real big, maybe 3 to 5 feet wide. Just enough to plant those trees. And then I've got those 2 other Moringa over there that I'm going to plant on that shelf that's already established. Over there I was thinking I might cut that elevation down a little bit on that side to make that shelf a little wider. Because this was the choke point right here. Over here, that pond's going to start to curve back out and get wider there. So I may go ahead and bring that shelf in a little bit before I plant that other tree. Well, let me get the day started. Yeah, I knew I wouldn't be staying in this jacket very long. Well, that's one. 8 more to go, and then 3 more for the Moringa. Yeah, this is going to get old quick. So this rotary hammer, that's an 1.5-inch coring bit. You see there? Got a 3,000 watt inverter, and then the battery that I made, the LTO battery that I use mainly on the dump trailer. So it's a little independent system here where I don't have to drag a bunch of cords out. And I use this on the fence too. You know, I've carried this thing thousands of feet up the side of the mountain making the fence. I'm gonna drill this one and try to get it in the ground here. all those T-posts I put, only 3 I was able to drive in with the T-post driver all the way. Now I'm going to put the fence around that one, and that's it for the 9 trees on this side. We'll work on the other side on the Moringa. So I'm fixing to dig this shelf for the Moringa trees. Probably going to put 3 Moringa trees here. I'm going to space them about 6 feet apart. I shot a level point over there in between those 2 trees there, between the English walnuts. So I'm going to dig this about 6 inches deeper to allow for topsoil to go in there, and then lay out where the trees are going to go, and go ahead and dig a little pocket, you know, 2.5, 3 feet deep. Put some of that good topsoil that I harvested from the edge of the creek. Let me get started. That should be about 6 inches below those rocks. I'll shoot it with the instrument, make sure. I'm going to take, you know, this shelf, I'm going to just make it tapered to kind of a point. Later I need to bring out, I'm going to bring that rock bank that's along the well over there out some. And this road is going to shift out just a little bit. That side over there where it's real steep, after I make that final tie-in with that gravel trench that goes to the well to feed the water from the pond to the well, I'm going to put a whole bunch of big rock right there, and then it'll transition into this edge here that's not so steep with this shelved area, and then turn into the riverbed gravel beach behind me. This I'm going to kind of bring out at an angle like that. These go down about 4 inches. It's about 2 inches below the level shelf on the other side of the pond right now. Be pretty close to shoot it, make sure. So when I shot it, it was about 7 inches below over here, and about 8 below over here. So I laid out where the moringas are going to be. See that rock right there, one right there. I've got room for 4 of them with what I've dug out, so I'll go ahead and pre-dig the holes, you know, for the topsoil. Put a little marker stick there and fill it all in with topsoil. It's all fractured rock. That'd be tough digging right there with a shovel. I don't think you could get through it with a shovel. Probably have to have a jackhammer. Should be adequate. It's about 2.5 feet, 3 feet. Time to get some topsoil. Like I said, I'm going to drop a marker stake in there just to know where the center of the hole was. Cover it up with topsoil. dry topsoil. I think I'll get down there at the pot and take a scoop of that water and throw it in each one of these holes with the machine. Well, that water sure looks beautiful. Feeling nice when I have that riverbed gravel all the way down to the water line. That clear water lapping against it. That's about 2 inches low there. It's pretty close. It's close enough to pretty much just hand grading from here on. Well, didn't get everything planted, but I'm ready for the other moringa when I bring them out here now. Yeah, this is going to look nice. I think on these I'm not going to do an individual fence around it. I'm just going to do one fencing around the whole group of them. I think it'll be easier. Save a little fence too. Let's go walk the other side. Look at today's accomplishments. Yeah, I think on these two moringa that I'm going to put here, I'm going to cut this bank out about like that. It's all topsoil, that first little section there. I'm not really going to mess with that one. I may move this first moringa this way a little bit. And now that I dug that little bar ditch over here, we're not going to have this water rushing across here anymore. So I think that's what killed that other little moringa that I planted. Of course, it was only about 2 weeks old. Pretty delicate. It was either that or, you know, I just dug out this section of the pond and there wasn't very much moisture in that soil, and being that small, it can't take a dry spell like that. Well, the deal I was growing at the house, I harvested everything that was ready at the time. Looks like it's gotten greener out here than it was at the house. 2 more moringa to plant. I'll probably do the same thing on the fencing, just fence in these 2. Looks a little different now. All these other trees on the side here. You know, I'd say by the end of next monsoon season, all this is going to be covered in grass. It doesn't look too bad for being just through one monsoonal season. Yeah, sometime I need to take the time to fix this bank here. That could be done on this side. Looks like I got another little spot right there I need to tend to as well. Looks like it's trying to come out still. Definitely got beat up in the back of the truck. And there's a nice example of sand bells. That one's growing a little bit. I'm wondering if those couple of almonds are going to stay on there, if it's going to fall off. Be interesting to have a almond come back next trip. Seems like everything's looking all right. We'll see by the end of this trip. I'm only here for a week for this one, but I'm sure I can see some signs of something not wanting to make it. by then. Sure is going to be nice here in about 5 years. All these trees get up and start throwing some shade along this. The grass is going to like that too. Looks like I transported some earthworms, or annelids, whatever you want to call them, with that moringa that I planted earlier. It was about 10 that I saw in there when I dumped the pot. There's probably some in them other pots too. Well, I think I'm gonna go cook my dinner and call it a day. I'll see you on the next one.